presents the biggest star in boxing. Tank Davis. And joining the beat of the game is Miami resident hip-hop star, influencer Ruby Rose.
We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that. But the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo.
Wait, I thought it was 190. Dean, that's bad. Because you know what that tells me? That tells me that even he recognizes that he's too big for him. Yes. He recognizes that he's too big for him.
The face-off between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis on Netflix Uncut quickly turned into one of the most explosive moments in boxing promotion history. The room was charged with energy. Fans, cameras, and crew could all feel the tension building until Tank suddenly shoved Jake Paul, sending the message that this fight isn't just for show. Right after push, both fighters stepped in close, exchanging sharp words and icy stares. You could see it in their faces, Jake's smirk hiding confidence, and Tank's glare revealing pure intensity. Fans online immediately erupted.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm going to fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You paying me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%? 100%. Facts?
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. I'm your daddy.
Teddy Atlas, the legendary boxing trainer and analyst known for never holding back, broke down the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis face-off with his trademark honesty. His main takeaway? The size difference was impossible to ignore. Atlas described the scene as a visual mismatch, saying Jake towered over Tank to the point where, in his words, Davis would need a ladder to touch Jake's chin. While Teddy has always emphasized that boxing isn't just about size, it's about skill, will, and timing, he made it clear that when the physical gap becomes as wide, it changes everything. He compared it to when Canelo Alvarez moved up to face Terrence Crawford, noting that even then, the fighters looked naturally matched in frame and build. But in this case, Atlas said, Jake looks like the cruiserweight he is, and Tank still looks like a lightweight. Teddy admitted that Tank's experience, explosiveness, and ring IQ could allow him to land something unexpected.
Things, right? They should also have like the size of the ring, the size of the glove, all that stuff. Particulars should be in the contract. But I would probably look for one thing that is not the common thing to have in a contract if I'm Tank. A ladder. A ladder. Can I get a ladder? Somebody? You know what I mean? Hey, look, if he hits him on the chin the way he can punch, Jake might be doing a dance. You know what I mean? Not voluntarily either. But we'll get into that more later. The thing that I'm talking about right here is what you said. It was stark. The size difference was really, you couldn't ignore it. We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that. But the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo, but a little different. The size difference was, it was eye-catching, jaw-dropping, and it made me think, and I'm going to ask Richie, our man here who's doing all the taping, who does such a marvelous job. I'm going to ask him, because I know he's an expert in this area, but it reminded me of one of the Rocky movies where they had the face, where they did the wrestling thing with Rocky and Hulk Hogan, a.k.a. Thunder Lips. He was Thunder Lips back there. And I thought I had it right, and it was confirmed to me. It's Rocky III.
Greg Hackett, one of boxing's most respected trainers, weighed in on Gervonta Tank Davis's mindset heading into a showdown with Jake Paul, and his message was clear. Tank is locked in. Hackett dismissed the idea that Davis could be thrown off by Jake Paul's theatrics or the noise from his massive promotional machine. According to him, Tank doesn't get caught up in hype, he feeds off it. Gervonta knows exactly what he wants and exactly how to get it, Hackett said confidently. Inside sources from Davis's can't back that up.
It's something for you new to do, try to keep you fresh and this and that, keep your name hot. You got to stay in the algorithms. It's just a lot of pressure on fighters. And I feel like Tank being at, what is he, 30 years old? And you got kids. See, what people forget about is it come a time in a man's life where he just wants to slow down. You know what I'm saying? We can't all run around like we used to back in the day. I mean, that's tough to do. Sometimes you just want to sit down, enjoy your fruits, and I feel like that could be what he's going through. He want to just enjoy the fruits of his labor and enjoy life. And people don't want to hear that because they feel like you got more work to do. But it's his life.
Observers at the recent media events also noticed something striking about Gervonta "Tank" Davis: his composure. While Jake Paul brought the usual showmanship and bravado, Tank stayed calm, steady, and unshaken, projecting the confidence of a man who's been here before. IT wasn't arrogance, it was focus. Davis understood exactly what was on the line. This fight isn't just another payday or publicity stunt. For him, it's a statement.
In the press conference, and you can just look at him and tell, like, no, this dude he's gonna get this money for sure, because there's so much money out there to be had. But Jake Paul better be not playing around, man. Not get cute, not play any games, don't hit him in the back of the head, don't rabbit punch him, don't do any of that stuff, man, because Mike Tyson, first of all, Mike Tyson, a lot of people think Mike Tyson was pulling punches on Jake Paul, and a lot of people think that Anderson Silva was pulling punches on him too. You're not going to have a little Gervonta out there pulling punches on you, man, if you're out there playing games. So, I don't like the fight at all. However, as far as it being an entertaining situation, I almost guarantee you that fight itself is going to be entertaining. That it's going to be something that you look at and you're going to say, man, everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to want to know what happens in it. But at the same time, it's kind of like what people think, when you see a car crash. Like, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the traffic gets heavy and you're like, man, I'm going to be in traffic for a long time. And then you drive forward a little bit and then you see, oh man, this is some accident on the other side of the road, and everybody just slowing down to watch. That's the type of entertainment that you can expect from this fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul.
Eddie Chambers, the former heavyweight contender turned respected coach, offered one of the most measured takes on the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis showdown. Rather than picking a side, Chambers emphasized that boxing isn't decided on a scale or measuring tape. It's decided in the ring. He reminded fans that the sport's history is filled with examples of smaller, smarter fighters dismantling bigger, stronger opponents through pure skill and timing. People get caught up in the size difference, Chambers noted, but fights are won by who can think and execute under pressure. He acknowledged Jake Paul's clear advantages in height and reach, which allow him to control distance early on. But he also pointed out that Tank Davis has mastered the art of closing gaps, using explosive footwork, head movement, and perfectly timed counters to neutralize bigger MEN of
that something like this can happen, but this is social media, this is what is created. There's a lane that Jake Paul has created. Honestly, I'm not mad at him for it. He's gotten a lot of fighters and, actual fighters some shine. It also has done for women's boxing a lot, so I'm not mad at him for what he's been in boxing and what he's created. This is a little crazy right here. This is a little crazy. And a lot of people will say, Tank is too small. Let me tell you something. Anybody that gets in the ring with Tank that is not a damn dinosaur is gonna feel something from him. And it ain't gonna be easy to hit it. Got boxing IQ. He may not sound like an intellectual guy when you hear him talk, but he knows the ring inside and out. So there's nothing that Jake Paul can do aside from make it extremely ugly by grabbing him and probably trying to throw him to the ground. I don't know what else, bite him. I don't know, but I mean, the skill level alone. Now, of course, there is a size difference, a height difference, and all that. But he's just going to struggle so much landing a shot. It's just going to look bad. To me, this is the way I see it. It's going to look bad. Tank is going to be too fast. And the punch, I believe, I'm not saying it's going to knock him out or, but he's gonna feel it.
Paulie Malignaggi, the former world champion turned outspoken analyst, didn't hold back when weighing in on Gervonta "Tank" Davis. In his typically blunt style, Malignaggi accused Davis of having an overprotected and under-challenged career, arguing that the star lightweight's rise has been built more on highlight reel knockouts and careful matchmaking than genuine risk-taking. According to Paulie, Tank has yet to face a truly dangerous opponent in his prime, the kind of test that separates hype from legacy. He claimed that Davis's resume lacks the kind of top-tier names that define all-time greats. Still, Malignaggi's criticism mirrors a larger conversation happening across the boxing world. Has Tank really been tested enough? Supporters argue that his speed, precision, and explosive power make him one of the most complete fighters of his generation. Someone capable of beating anyone at 135 on...
Yeah, you prove your innocence and say that it ain't fixed. Because check this out. Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, this gonna be taking candy from a baby. You know, Jake is missing the rules. See, this is what happens when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens. You know, you start reading your own press clippings. That's what Jake is doing. You know, fighting this lower level competition, and now he think he them ish. Now he think he the man. He ain't the man. You kidding me? He is not the man. Oh no, yeah, false sense of security. Now he trying to pick on small folks, right? You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, I'm just saying size-wise. Yeah, that's another thing, boxing one-on-one. You can't pay attention to size. Hell no, I told y'all it's the size of the heart, right? In that damn dog. It ain't the size of the damn dog, and I told y'all that, man. Yeah, it's the same thing here. And it's about the smartest dog. Tank too smart for him. Tank got too much boxing IQ for Jake, man. This gonna be easy. Easy. Like I said, man, Tank, please, man. Don't do this to boxing, bro. If there's anything, man, shoot, man, we can put together some kind of like account for you, a GoFundMe account or whatever, bro. And we can, all your fans can give you $1, bro, so that way you don't be blowing this fight. It's easy, bro. This sparring section. You know, look, I'm so confused. I don't know what the hell to call this. A circus? Just call it a circus. Yeah, just call it a damn circus. Because, you know, one minute they said, oh, this is the fight.
Any given night. Critics, however, echo Malignaggi's point. True greatness demands real risk. Yet, even with the skepticism, Davis remains one of boxing's biggest attractions, a proven ticket seller and knockout artist who commands attention every time he steps in the ring. Whether overprotected or underrated, one thing's certain. When Tank fights, the world watches.